These notes are on solving two-variable quadratic inequalities. So just like the one-variable quadratic inequalities, I am going to pause for a minute here and do a little side work. For my side work, I am again going to pretend that y equals x squared minus 2x minus 8. And I know that I can graph this. The method I'm going to use for graphing this is completing the square, get my vertex. So I have x squared minus 2x, add 1 to complete the square, subtract 1 to keep it the same value. So y equals x plus 1 squared minus 9. So now I know that my vertex is at -1, -9. Let me just double check that briefly. Yes, I made a tiny error there. Excuse me. This should be -1. So that should be a +1. There we go. So now I have my vertex at +1, -9. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's my vertex. My a value here is 1, so I use my over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1, 2, 3, over 1, up 5, over 1, up 5, 6, 7, and then I do my mirror image, so there, 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 and there. So this is the graph if my equation were y equals, not if my equation was an inequality. So now I need to go back and look at this inequality. So since I have a greater than and not an or equal to, that means that my solution does not include the points all on the graph. And if you remember back from Math 1, we indicated that by using dashed lines on our shape, so our parabola. So the other thing I need to worry about, though, is I know it's not equal to it, so that's why we've got the dashed, but I know it does equal something. And so my equation, my graph here, cuts my plane into two regions. It cuts it into the region where I have the inside of the parabola or the outside of the parabola. And an inequality means that I have a region that I'm looking at. So I need to decide which region to shade in. My favorite point to pick when doing these problems is the point 0, 0. So now I'm going to pick a point. 0, 0. I'm going to plug that into this equation. So I have 0 greater than 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 8. So I have 0 greater than -8. And that is a true statement, which means 0, 0 is part of my answer. It's part of my solution set. So I'm going to shade on the inside. If I had gotten false when I plugged in 0, 0, that would mean that I don't want 0, 0 as part of my answer, and I'd have to shade the other part of the plane that does not include 0, 0.